All right, afternoon. As we prepare with a defensive session tonight, I wanted to go over some good things and some things that we need to improve upon as we head into Augsburg on Wednesday. So we'll start with some good. Looking at our organization, how it forces the turnover. I think some of us we get antsy and we feel like we're not doing anything. But it's good just to sit and watch what happens as we continue to stay connected and we make them move the ball. Again, as we've talked about before, if I'm going to look for players that are going to beat us, I'd rather have the opponent's outside backs be the ones that beat us. So the tighter the space is, the more they're trying to solve the problem, the more things like this will happen. So good pressure from Lee. She jumps onto it. We get numbers around it with Emily and Kaylee, and she takes a touch out of bounds. So again, a good example. Another one is we're looking at things we need to get better. So we had really good organization. We got it where we wanted to create that double team and that back tackle from our striker. And then we just miss it. So watch. She's not sure where she wants to go. She plays in. Good pressure from Emily from behind. Gets her to turn into Anna, and she escapes. So that's something as we look at kind of things that we want to continue to get better at, that has to be one there. We got her blocked in. We got her numbers around the ball. We can't let her escape. So watch. And this is where we got better at this against Whitman. So Emily steps out, makes it really tough for her to turn forward. Boom. Now we tackle and we blow it up. So another good example from Friday, it's a similar thing. It's just the patience. Emily Hillis gets stepped out, boom, gets enough pressure, forces her negative, and now they got to start swinging the ball. Maya shifts well, Kaylee tucks in, everyone's connected, we're watching. Boom, they just keep moving it. This is never going to hurt us. They're never scoring goals from here. So we're patient. She looks in. Boom. Emily Holzman does really well to step out, makes her play negative, and now they play the big ball. She points. We all see and read the cues, and Lee's able to get a touch and play it onto our goalkeeper. So, guys, that's the good thing right there as far as they became really predictable. The benefit of our shape is that we force them into bigger balls. There's less space in behind us. Our goalkeeper can clean it up, and we can read the game. Another learning thing, and this will be important as we play Augsburg, with their front three, which are pretty quick and athletic, if the wing back, Tally in this case, cannot get out to stop the ball, she has to track the runner. So watch again. Tally gets caught kind of in no ladies land in between, and she just kind of stops. And we've talked about we want to deny the line, but in this case, we can't get out fast enough to stop the pass. So then we just follow the runner. We track it. We track the runner all the way. And that would allow us not to be so caught out. Then obviously Ty had to come back in fast, and we still had numbers around the ball, but we want to get as many numbers in between them and the goal. So looking towards Augsburg, so here's a quick image of their attacking shape. So Whitewater did really well as far as they sat off a little bit deeper, something we'll probably do, and really just made it tough for Augsburg to play through them. And we'll see kind of how Augsburg tries to do that. But from this image, here's kind of what we're looking at. So Augsburg is in black, we're in white. You can see their 4-3-3 versus our 5-4-1. So the cues for us, and where it's really important, is as they start circulating the ball around, they'll start to see this interchange. So watch it again. So, and we'll see this in a clip. Their center mids will interchange. So they'll interchange means they'll switch places, and sometimes they'll even rotate and drop down. So as the ball travels across, you'll see this movement. Now, because we're zonal defending, this doesn't really matter to us as long as we keep our shape and keep the windows tight. All we need to hear is, in this case, it would be Lee on the left side telling Kaylee, right shoulder. You got a player that's coming back into that space on your right shoulder so that when the ball gets played into her, we're ready. Now, if we're tight and they keep circulating the ball out wide, we then swing across. And now you look at their 4-3-3. So where do we take their attacking mids? How do we block the ball into their strikers? And again, we leave it to this outside back to try to play through their winger. And they're very apt to play the ball straight down the line. So watch again. Boom. They're going to circulate, a little interchange. We communicate, hey, right shoulder, there's a player arriving. Good, we tighten up. Boom, it goes wide. And now we're in where we can really make hay and really tighten things up. And again, if that winger runs, so in this case, if Karen can't get out and stop the ball and their winger takes off down the line, Karen can go with her, and that will keep it safe. All right, so a couple other things from the game on Friday. Just a good image of where we're giving up too much space. So as we start to tire and we don't cover the space, it leaves windows. So in this moment, what happens is the ball circulates to their holding mid who finds their 9. So we got to look at two things. Katie as the backside center mid, and then in this case, Jamie have to reconnect to tighten the line. And then the second thing is we'd want Lana to be a little bit tighter. Here they're not ready to play in behind us, so we can close up that gap so they can't find their striker who's able to be dangerous and play in between. And then the last one, here's an example of the video of what I mean by they're rotating. So as they circulate the ball, you can see they're holding midders really deep. They try to probe, you see that little interchange, nothing happens. Whitewater's being really patient, just shifting with the ball. Next, the attacking mid's going to get kind of really bored. She drops in, and they just keep circulating the ball. Just patient, just shifting. This keeps Whitewater fresh. That keeps them connected. Whitewater had played the day before, and they were able just to move and shift, and then able to win the ball in this moment. So what we're looking for as far as what does this look like? So here's a still frame of that attacking mid dropping in. And I think the thing that's important for us when we are patient and not getting caught chasing is if you do a quick count of the amount of players that are in front of Whitewater's defenders, there are 7 players in front of the first line of pressure. So how many players is Whitewater actually defending in behind them? So they're only really worried about 4 players that are behind the first line of pressure. Augsburg has 7 players in front of the other team. And if we can keep them moving and pulling players back deeper and deeper and playing like this, there's less danger coming in behind us. So that's why it's important to be patient and communicate and shift. And we'll work on that again today. But girls, we got so much better in Whitman at the defending piece. We got stepped out harder. We'll look at later where the goal came from and how we got stretched. But this piece of our defending, much improved. And it needs to be that way again on Wednesday. I'll see you guys tonight.